Here we have verse 21 of the first chapter of the Gospel of John. The religious leaders have come from Jerusalem, and they're putting the questions to John the Baptist, this remarkable character out there baptizing on the Jordan River, and they're asking him who he is. And of course, he has now flatly denied that he is the Christ. We saw that in the previous verse. But they keep pressing. So we have Kai and eroteson, from erotao, to ask, to inquire is the sense of it. This is the aorist, plural, third person. So they asked, auton, him, John, the accusative of the pronoun, teun. Tif can be either who, what, or why, and here presumably it's what, so teun, what, therefore. It's a question. He's given him a negative answer. He's confessed to who he is not, but he hasn't given them any affirmative answer as to who is he, and so they press the point. Su, this of course is the second person, singular pronoun, you, so it would be the singular you. In English we don't distinguish a plural or singular you, but here it's singular. Su, Elias, asking if he is Elijah. The again, second person singular verb of me. You, Elias, are, question mark, that little symbol there at the end means a question mark. Kai, lege, he says, this is present tense, he says, giving some dramatic feel to it, uk emi, I am not. The ego is not present here as it was in the previous verse, but it's still a flat denial. Are you Elijah? And he answers no. Of course, the reason they'd ask that is because the last chapter of the Old Testament book of Malachi predicts that eventually Elijah would come. And so they put the question to him here, are you that one? He answers no. Some people have viewed that as John denying that he represents the Elijah that would come in the book of Malachi, and yet Jesus, of course, on the other hand, affirms that John the Baptist is that Elijah. So it is a little bit of a tension in the New Testament. I think probably the safest bet here is that John the Baptist is denying that he is in fact the personal return of Elijah, which was what some people expected. But nevertheless, Jesus, in a sense, overrules him, saying that certainly the one who would come in the spirit of Elijah is represented by John the Baptist. And so I think we can reconcile that little bit of dissonance in the New Testament message. The next question is, ho prophetes, the prophet, su, are you? Going back to Moses, of course, who predicts that someday a prophet would arise in Israel, and so there was also an expectation that someday that person would show up. And the question now put to John the Baptist, are you that person? And Kai apikrithe, from apikrinomi, answers, he answered them, u, the negation no. So far we have John the Baptist denying, but not affirming anything of his status, his identity, and we'll still have to wait for a subsequent conversation for John to put his cards on the table in that connection.